So I connected with this month's interviewee through Instagram. I was looking for guests and this writer popped up on my radar thanks to some shared connections. So please join me in welcoming Dante Hawkins. All right, Dante, thank you for joining me on the show. It's great to have you. Tell me about your work and what you write.
Thank you for having me. Basically, I write a whole bunch of different things. I love boxing. I love superheroes. I love fiction in general. So that's mainly what I focus on when I write, and along with horror.
So now the books that you've been putting out, the newest one, you said it's called Redemption, correct? Tell me a little bit about that book.
It takes a little inspiration from like the Rocky series of movies, like Rocky and Creed. It takes a little inspiration from my personal life as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also connected to my very first book, of Links of Fame, but not fully. It's a boxing story, and it's about a kid named Bosco who wants to change the way his life is exactly. Like he's been in lots of trouble, lots of fights, bullied a lot. So he gives boxing a shot, and it changes his life.
Is there any particular experience that you felt that you went through that has fueled the story on this book?
Yes, because I used to get into lots of fights when I was younger, which I'm not too proud of, but can't do nothing about that. And boxing was almost a pathway for me, but I ended up doing writing instead.
Yeah, you found two outlets to work through that. That's pretty cool. How'd you get into writing? Was this something that had always been on your mind, or like after a certain point you just decided you wanted to write a book?
I've actually been writing since I was 6. I saw my cousin writing a story, and I told her, I was like, "Hey, you should put a baby," and you should put a baby in it. It was a horror story, and she basically told me no and get out of my face. So I tried it myself, and I just ended up falling in love with writing, and yeah.
What has been one of the biggest challenges or the hardest parts that you've encountered in writing your books?
Mostly right now, it's since I finished Redemption, it's just been trying to focus on a series that, like, either create a new series and just ride that train until it's done, or continue one of the books I have out now. It's mostly like how fast I write. That's usually a challenge because I'll like struggle with pacing, and I'll write way too slow. And not saying writing slow is a bad thing, but like it bothers me in a way, like me personally, because I want to get out so many of these ideas and I just can't.
If you were to give any advice to other authors, trying to hone their craft and to try and break through whatever barriers or walls that they're hitting, what advice would you give to them?
I would say pace yourself and don't rush. That's the thing I struggle with. I will also say plan out your ideas fully, and if something new pops in, make sure you take it down, like write it down pretty fast, because I know I'm quick to forget something.
Dante, how can people get connected with you, and how can they get copies of your books?
I have links in my Instagram bio. It's Kaze Official. And my books are also on Amazon. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Most of the books are paperback, but Redemption that is also Kindle.
Mhm.
Is also available on Apple Books as well.
Well, Dante, it has been an absolute pleasure to learn more about your books and your writing, and it was great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Very welcome. A big thank you to Dante for being this month's Author Awareness interviewee. If you'd like to connect with him or get copies of his work, you can find those links down in the video description.